When flying here at the lighthouse with light or crosswind, it's crucial to be precise and know exactly where to turn. For example, I never go beyond this point near the tennis courts because the wind is no longer well aligned there. So, I either turn at the tennis courts or just before them. The turn must be as tight and efficient as possible. I might even sacrifice a bit of altitude by making a steep turn if it keeps the turn tight. It's useless to make a wide turn without losing altitude if it takes me too far out over the sea, because I'll end up losing more height. I prefer a sharp turn with body weight and brake control to stay close to the ridge, because the little wind there will always be on top of the ridge. If the wind is more from the south and crosses the ridge, I can no longer reach the tennis courts. In that case, I'll turn earlier, right at the end of the lighthouse ridge, and fly over this bowl or U shape in the cliff. Which channels the crosswind. I'll fly over the trees more or less, and turn right there, taking advantage of the bowl's lift that helps me gain some altitude since the wind is coming from the south. It's also important to make the most of moments when I'm facing the wind, because I fly slower and can climb more efficiently. When I'm flying with a tailwind, I can still climb, but since I'm moving faster, I can't use the lift as effectively. Here, I'm facing the wind from the south, moving slower and taking advantage of every bit of lift by flying with slight brakes. When I feel the lift from the bowl, I turn. However, this isn't always possible when flying with other pilots. If there's traffic, 1, 2, or 3 other pilots on this small ridge, I may need to give up my climb to let another pilot who has priority pass safely. There's no other option. The most dangerous thing that could happen here is a mid-air collision with another paraglider. Since there isn't enough height to deploy a reserve parachute, it could be a fatal accident. For this reason, we strictly regulate the number of pilots allowed to fly at the lighthouse. When the wind is cross and there's heavy traffic at the lighthouse, I recommend landing at the beach instead of staying to fight for space. As I always say, it's better to pay a 10 sols taxi fare than risk a serious accident.